Hey guys, Justin here with Rampengu Nation, and I thought it would be a good idea because the ban list just came out. We had at least one event to gauge off of its performance, and YCS London is coming up soon. A meta-analysis video of what I think personally would be the top 5 decks of the format. So for me right now, I would like to list a few honorable mentions, which I think are very good tier 2 decks that are very competitive that can actually have an edge versus these other decks, which I consider top contenders of the format. So to start, my mention number one, as in my balance video, I said that I thought that Heroes would be one of the best sleeper picks for the format, and I still stand by that statement. Where I think that Heroes are very, very strong, and they have a good contending point in this format. They have a very good Salamangreat and Orcust matchup because of Dark Claw. Plasma shots off almost all the Orcust monsters and Salamangreat monsters, and it does a lot versus any other rogue decks like Subterrors and stuff like that in general. Its issue is that it doesn't have as strong as of a going second engine as Salamangreat or Orcus. But however, it also loses to Nibiru as well, which is what makes it weaker compared to the other decks. Thunder Dragon's like on the other hand, even though it's weak to Dark Ruler and Nibiru, it can still play better going second than Heroes can. Other honorable mentions for tier 2, I'll say, are Ultrageist. Ultrageist are very strong. It's a very good trap deck in general. It can maintain and control the game state. Faker still is like a prominent monster in the game, only being at 1. The deck sees very good results in OCG when they only have 2 spoofings and 1 multi-faker. It still like tops very well and does like really well. The issue in our format, why I think it's like not a tier 1 deck and only tier 2, is that it has multiple bad matchups, being that Salamangreat can control it very well with Rage, and then it also struggles versus um, cards like Draco cards. So Draco cards can always like beat any rogue deck or any back row deck, which is why I think back row decks aren't the way to go this format. The other 2 decks I also that are honorable mentions are actually Subterror. Similar theory behind with Guys. It's a very good control deck. Can play very well. Can control game state and can take advantage of a situation. It just won the Pro Play Tour in Columbus, so it means it has to be something right with it, which means it's also a very good deck. However, the issue with it is that it's very slow. It can't like effectively go second, which is my issue with that deck. It sets a card and passes and it flips and relies on hidden city. Can't really push the negates. It plays hand traps, yes, but it doesn't do anything to on the back end like Salamangreat would do with those hand traps. And then my other honorable mention for tier 2 would be True Draco because it just beats all the back row decks. However, it struggles versus cards like Dingirsu and has to rely on its floodgates. And then a card like Salamangreat Rage is also really strong versus it. So anyway, on to the top 5. For number 5, I would have to give it to Pure Endymion or Pendulum Magicians. I think they're just very strong. They're the only combo deck I think that's very good this format because they can make a build-up board very well. They don't lose to cards such as Nibiru. They can play out of Dark Ruler No More very well because of Secret Village. They can also set Divine Strike Wizard for New. And also they don't lose to Super Poly if they play the LP into the Goliath combo or they set Secret Village. The main issue why this deck's not number 1, number 5 is because it struggles going second unlike other decks. For number 4, I would have to give it to a Sky Striker or any Sky Striker variant with Draco in it, or like Sky Strikers in general. Even though they have one at Widow Anchor, I feel like Sky Strikers can still be very good this format because they can just be very controlling. Even they can just play more trap cards, Judgment, Strike. That deck is so strong. It also has the option to go second with Super Polys and Mystic Minds to break apart boards, which still makes it really good. I still think there will be a few Sky Strikers here and there to the top. However, I still think it will be a struggle because Salamangreat was unimpeded by this ban list, and Transco Talker up the January combo is still really strong versus it. My number 3 spot, I'm going to have to give it to Thunder Dragons. I don't think Thunder Dragons are in the top 2 decks, unfortunately, because of how it actually is. It has inherent flaws. It loses very easily to Nibiru and Dark Ruler No More. It struggles a lot versus the top 2 decks, which I don't know if you guys could have figured it out by this point. those decks all obviously have really good matchups versus Thunder Dragons, which is Orcust and Salamangreat. Because the issue with it is that those decks don't rely to search, and those decks can just break apart a Thunder Dragon board very, very easily. They have access to one of the best hand traps, obviously, which is Dimension Shifter. But the problem with Dimension Shifter is it has terrible Dimension Valley, which means after turn 1, if there are cards in your graveyard, it's not as good. But if that wasn't the restriction, Thunder Dragons would be a lot more powerful. It's a very close to the top 2 decks, obviously, which is why it's there in the top 3. Number 2 and number 1, I'm going to have to actually give it a tie between Salamangreat and Orcust. The reason why I'm not going to put my finger on making a distinction between the two is because as you guys probably know by now, I have a bias towards Orcust. However, I can actually see why Salamangreat might actually be better because it has an inherent win condition versus Orcust and Salamangreat with Dweller. And also, it has Rage, which is very good, versus Rogue, Roar, which doesn't make it lose it evenly, and has a lot of good recursion. Orcust can play out a Nero better than Salamangreat can, and it also has the same form of recursion because of Babel and also Crescendo adding a monster and Gizmic Orochi. So the issue between the 2 decks is that we can't really decide which of the 2 are better. However, I think it's a very close contest, and I don't know which one will be actually more successful in London, but if I were to go to YCS London, I would probably play Orcust and making this and fashion in such a way to beat Salamangreat, because I think Salamangreat is going to be the most popular deck of YCS London because of its utility and strength it has in the mirror versus Orcust and its mirror match compatibility. Hopefully this was helpful, and I thought this was a very good explanation video. If you guys have more ideas of what you want for more content in the future, comment down below, PM me, just message me, put it on the page or anything, and I'll let you know. I am probably going to do the Luna Light video next after this one. I just want to do a meta-analysis video because I'm still trying to figure out all the combos I can do to make a thorough video for the Luna Light video for you guys. And then after that, I got a request for a Dark Warrior video, but I'm also going to showcase some deals with my Orcust deck in which I top the PPG with to show you its effectiveness. This is Justin with RampenguNation signing out, and see you guys.